Hi guys, how are you today? Although I'm going on a hunting trip today and I'm carrying my trusted 308 with me, but I'm not going for a deer hunt simply because I hunted a deer 3 weeks ago and I still have plenty of deer meat in my freezer, so there is no point taking another deer when I cannot manage the meat. Even if I come across a deer in the forest today, I will leave it for another hunter who might be in search of a deer. Today I'm going after the pigs, possibly the dogs and the foxes, simply because these species create a lot of problem for the farmers and primary producers in Australia. And really, if I see any of these species, I'll kill them because their numbers need to be kept as low as possibly can. So please stay with me. My hunting motivation mainly comes from deer hunting, as I was not after a deer that day, so I didn't put in much effort. I just went to a waterhole, sat there and waited for some animals to turn up. Nothing turned up, so I went back home. Over the next 6 weeks, I consumed most of the deer meat that I already had in my refrigerator. And then after that, I was ready for another fresh hunt. This time, I was ready to hunt a deer if I see one. So after 6 weeks of my last trip to the forest, I'm heading again today. It's around 8 o'clock in the morning and it's a bit windy and cloudy here. When I left Sydney this morning, maybe 2 hours ago, it was 5 degrees Celsius in Western Sydney. And in the forest where I'm heading to today is expected to be 2 to 3 degrees Celsius. So I didn't leave home midnight to reach there early in the morning because I knew that it was very cloudy and very windy. So I didn't want to be there very early in the morning when I knew, because of the weather channel, I knew that the sun will be shining around 9ish. So that is the idea, basically, to avoid all this wind and avoid all these clouds. If the sun shines at around 9 o'clock in that forest after a windy and cloudy night, the probability is that animals, especially deer, they will come out to have a sun bath. I started looking for animal signs and quickly came across these deer tracks. They led me towards a creek where I observed the wide open area from a shaded location. I saw a few people already camping there in that area. They were cooking stuff and they were making noise. I also saw 3 bow hunters who were heading towards a thicket where actually I was planning to go. So there was no point wasting my time there in that area. So I went to in an entirely different direction. I was following a trail that was going through that dense pine forest. I thought about shooting a little clip there just for those people who are not very familiar with pine forest hunting. This is how a pine thicket looks like if you are crossing it right from the middle. although on the edges it was very windy. On that particular day it was 19 km/h wind, but in the thicket it was very calm. There was no wind noise, there was no wind, and it was very calm. I was following this trail when a fox got my attention. I tried to shoot it on camera, but as soon as I operated the bolt of my rifle, it heard the noise and it ran into bushes, which was shot later on, but that was not captured on camera. I've just shot a fox here. This is the area where I was following a trail, and I was seeing a lot of deer droppings, and I was following this trail along with this creek. I was coming from that side, going in the tree line that way, when I saw this fox there. It was sitting in the sun right there somewhere, and then when I loaded my gun, after seeing it, it heard the loading noise, like the bolt noise, and it became a bit suspicious. Then he went from there, he went behind these bushes. So it was just looking me from the edge of this bush. When I just took the shot, I just sat on the ground and I waited for it. It was not coming out, so I didn't have a fox whistle with me, but I just made a noise with my mouth, like that kind of noise. So when it heard the noise a few times, it looked from that bush, from the edge of that bush. Right there is the fox. So it looked from behind the bush, and I took the shot. So maybe I hit its shoulder, because it dropped down, but it was still moving. So I had to take a second shot. The second shot was a headshot when it was just down on the ground. So yeah, that's Mr. Fox. He is no more. There it is. So one fox less from Australian forests. So I've just started my third loop for today. Well, morning 2 sessions. My vehicle was parked towards east side of this creek where I'm hunting today in this forest. So the sun was either towards east or right up over my head. So both times I was on the eastern edge of that creek. But now that it's evening, it's well past 3 o'clock now, so the sun is towards west. I have come to this western side of this creek, and I will be walking along the western edge now. This will give me benefit of the sunlight. The sun would be at my back, and the creek, the wide area, will be highly visible, and I will also be able to hide myself in the tree line. I never expose myself from the tree line. I normally walk along the tree line, maybe one or two behind one or two trees, so that the animals don't see me from the wide open area. Let's see what comes my way. Enough walking. I've been walking for an hour now, and it's 45 minutes to sunset, and now I have decided to sit down and relax and observe this huge and beautiful area behind me. This is a creek, and the visibility is around 400 meter. So that tree line at the back is around 400 meters from here. This area is on a bit on a little slope, so this is a high ground, and this whole 350 to 400 meter area is visible from here. This is the area where the sun will remain to the very last, because when all areas around are darker, this will still have sun. So when in the evening animals come out, that's only my calculation, that when in the evening animals come out of the thicket, they would probably want to go to the sunny corner. So that's why I'm here. I've spotted this log here, and there is another branch here along with it. Now this branch is covering my left side. The right side is still exposed. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to move this branch here like so, and organize some of the green branches around it so that I become a bit invisible, and I will sit there and observe that area for next 45 minutes or so. I waited there till half an hour after sunset, but nothing came out except kangaroos. They started to come out from the thickets and started gathering in that sunny corner as the areas around were darker, but nothing showed up except kangaroos. So I went back that evening, and I came again in the forest the next morning because my hunt booking was for 2 days. It's the second day of my hunt today. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun is way up, shining. There is literally no wind today, so it's an entirely different day as compared to yesterday. Today I came here all the way from Sydney again because yesterday I didn't inform my family about my intention to stay overnight in the forest. So I just went back at night. My hunt booking was for 2 days. So I'm here again on a new day, and it's, by the looks of it, it looks like an entirely different day. It's 7 degrees Celsius today, zero wind, no wind at all, and sun is shining way up. Let's see what comes my way. This is a track where I saw some of the rabbits last month, 6 weeks ago, when I was hunting in the same forest, and I'm just after those rabbits. I saw 4 or 5 rabbits there, but that day we were after a deer, so we just ignored those. So let's see if I can find at least one of those rabbits today. Well, there were no rabbits here. I just went to the point where I saw those rabbits the other day, spent just 5 to 10 minutes there, and now I'm on my way back to my car. I want to discuss something about this wheel that I'm having today. It's a camo in buffalo camo pattern from Ridgeline. Now, a couple of my friends, whenever they are with me on a hunting trip or anywhere when we are talking about hunting, they always argue with each other. One of those uses this, the other one doesn't. And the one who uses this one claims that animals actually recognize the facial features of human beings, like the eyes and the glowing cheekbones in sun. They recognize us as a threat. The other one says no, it's not the facial features, it's a complete human silhouette that they recognize, and especially they recognize the rifle. So if you are carrying something that resembles a rifle, even if it is a stick, they they recognize it as a threat. I did a little experiment just now. When I was going for those rabbits, I had my face covered. I saw a kangaroo. It was a big kangaroo sitting, by a tree. He saw me. He raised his ears. He focused his eyes on me. I was moving very slow. My rifle was on my right shoulder. It was towards him. He saw my rifle, even didn't move. When I went just 10 meters away, then he started to hop and he hopped in front of me. Like from my right side, he came right in front of me, and then he went in the thicket towards my left. So he didn't pose me a he didn't take me as a threat, but he was just not sure what is this, like what is this thing that's walking to me. He was not panic. He was hopping in a very relaxed mode. Maybe 200 meters away, I came across another group of kangaroos. They were like 10 to 15 kangaroos, between 50 to 70 meters from me. They were in an open area. I was walking, my rifle was again on my right shoulder. They could see my rifle glowing in the sun because I was walking in the sun. I was not hiding myself at all. They saw me. The ones who were on the ground relaxing, they didn't even focus their eyes on me or raise their ears. Maybe two or three of that group, they saw me. They focused their eyes on me, but they didn't move. Whatever they were doing, they kept doing it. On my way back, I just lifted this wheel like this. They saw me from around 200 meters. All of them, not even one stood there. All of them, they just ran in panic and they vanished in the thicket. So today I have learned that these animals actually recognize us with this human facial features. They see the eyes and our face, and then they take us as a threat. Even the glowing rifle in the sun is not considered as a threat. So I will continue this experiment again with some other species. With kangaroos, I know that they when they see my face, then they are scared. Otherwise, they are just relaxed. If I walk by them very close, then they will just hop away, but they will not be in panic whatsoever. I did another experiment that evening with another group of kangaroos. I covered my face with this camo cloth, keeping my eyes uncovered, and kangaroos were recognizing me from longer distances, more than 200-meter distance. They were getting scared of me. They were recognizing me as a human being. So it is confirmed to me that kangaroos at least recognize us as human beings by our eyes. I will continue this experiment with other species and will include the results into my future hunting videos. The second evening was also spent on a high ground overlooking a wide open area till half an hour after sunset, hoping that some animals will come out of the thicket, but nothing turned up. This area was infested with kangaroos and wombats. There were kangaroos and wombats all around, but there was no real deal. And by real deal, I mean deer. No deer or even goat showed up. So I waited till half an hour after sunset, and then I planned to go back. I was not able to even see a deer during that 2-day hunting trip, but it does not mean that deer were not available in that state forest. The sun was setting 1 minute past 5 in that forest, and on first evening I heard a loud bang at 9 minutes past 5. On the second evening I heard a loud bang at least 30 caliber rifle, because 30 caliber, they have a unique sound. I can recognize that. I also use a 308. So on second evening I heard that loud bang on 22 minutes past 5. So that is a prime time for deer hunting. Both evenings, at least some hunters in that forest got their deer. I was unable to find one, but this is the beauty of hunting. I will go again and I will chase the deer again. This is the beauty. This is the lifestyle of a hunter. So for my future videos, please stay tuned. I will be uploading my future ventures as well. Thank you.